Hello everyone, in this video we will see the question that is Pascal's triangle. In this question you are basically provided with this pattern and you have to print the pattern for the given number of rows. In this the input will be number of rows and you will have to print the pattern till then. Or maybe you will get different types of variations for this question that I will discuss at the end of the question. At end of this, so basically in that maybe you will be asked you will be given the row and the column, then you will have to print the value for the particular row and column, and or maybe another question that you will be asked to print the row directly, the given row. If the given row is fifth, so you will have to print the fifth row. Or otherwise the normal question that we are going to discuss first of all is you are given an n number of rows. In here you are given like 5 as the number of rows, then you will have to print the pattern till 5 rows or the 5 rows. So now we will discuss the question how we get this pattern. So basically I have written these are the indexes 0 to 1, 0 to 5 and 0 to 4, 0 to actually here also it is 5, so 0 to 5 are the indexes here. Now basically you can see one thing or notice one thing, that at every starting and the ending column of the particular row the given value is 1. So you can see 1, and all this starting like and ending columns or for the particular row have value 1. So this is a fixed value. So you can see for every row you will have to set the starting 0th and the nth index as 1. So that's one thing. And now you can see one more thing, that the number of elements present in a particular row is equal to the number of row, equal to the index of the row. Basically here we are using 0th indexing, but if you see this is first row, so it has 1 element. This is second row, it has 2 elements, that is 1 and 2. So for example here you can see it is 4th row, so it has this is actually 5th row. According to 0th indexing it is 4, but it is actually 5th row, so it has 5 elements, that is 1, 4, 6, 4 and 1. So this is how it this elements are like set for the particular row. So now we will see how this element if we have got the pattern that is 1 and here also 1 and number of elements present in a particular row. Now we will see how this middle elements get like printed. So we will see, first of all you can see this 2 is sum of 1 plus 1. So you can notice that, and this 3 also you can see it is sum of this 1 and this 2. So you can notice here also this, like for the example this 6 is sum of 3 plus 3, and for here also 5 is sum of 1 and 4. Here also 4 is sum of 6 and 4. So you can notice one more pattern. So this is how these numbers are actually put into this particular index. So you can notice one more thing, that the value is actually sum of the value at same column in the above row actually one up row, that is r minus 1. If this is r row and c column, then its value will be sum of array of r minus 1 and same column plus r minus 1 and one column behind, that is c minus 1 also. So that's how the values are printed. So I hope you got the pattern. So now we will see the code implementation for this, then we will discuss the other variations of this question actually. So I think you have got the like pattern how to, and also for maintaining this matrix. So basically our time complexity will become n square. Our time complexity will be actually n square, and our space complexity will be also n square for maintaining the matrix. So our space complexity will be n square and time is also n square. So now we will see the code. So you can see here also in the Leetcode platform, so you can see how these numbers are basically mapped. So you can see see 1 plus 1 is 2, so it comes here. Now 1 plus 2 is 3, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is how the pattern gets printed. So now I will show you the C++ code implementation. So let's see, this is C++ code implementation. So basically we are given the number of rows and we have to return a matrix of 2D matrix, basically vector of integer type. So I have initialized a result matrix of vector integer types, and it will be of size of number of rows. So we will have to run a loop till number of rows. I will start from 0 to less than number of rows. It will basically print these rows. It is responsible for that. Now we have the 2D our 2D matrix. So now we will set the particular rows size, that is the number of columns, as I plus 1. Here you can see we are using 0th indexing, 0 based indexing. So number of element will be 0i plus 1, that is at 0th index 0th row the number of element is 0 plus 1, and at one row element is 1 plus 1, that is 2 elements. So that's how we resize this for adding the values. Then we will manually set the 0th value, 0th starting index of the row, and the ending index, ending column of the particular row as 1. So this is the manually we are setting that these ones are always present in every row for the starting and the ending column. So then we will run the loop for finding the middle elements. So basically it will run from j is equal to 1 because we have initialized the 0th, and now we will see it is so as I told you, every particular, if this is result is I and j, so you can see if the result is here, that is think if it is this 3, so at this it is of index 3 and 1, so basically its value will be sum of that is this, you can see I minus 1 and j minus 1, that will be this value 1, at 3 minus 1 that is 2, and 1 minus 1 that is 0, 2 and 0, it will be 1, and then 1 plus result of the previous row value in same column, that will be 3 minus 1, that will be 2, and the same column, that is 1, so it will be 2. So 1 plus 2 will be 3. So this is how we are using this for loop to print the element. So at this index also at 10, its value will be calculated as I minus 1 and j minus 1, that is 6, and I minus 1 and j, that is same column but this one 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So this is what this loop is doing. So it will take O of n square complexity for finding each row, and it will take O of n square space for using the 2D matrix. Or so I will also show you the first of all we will run this code and see if it works. So let's see. So yes, it got accepted, and I will also show you the code in Python. So those who know, you can see it is 100% faster than other C++ programs. So for this particular question, so now you can see this is a Python implementation for the same program. So I basically initialized a list, so we can in Python we can dynamically like make the list as 2D. So we will do one thing, that is we will start I from it 0 to till number of rows. So it runs less than this number of rows. It will actually run from I is equal to 0 to number of rows minus 1, and then we will initialize the row list, so where we will add the elements. Then we will add or append this row to this triangle to make it a 2D list of list. So then I will first of all initialized all the values or all the indexes with none value. Then we will manually set the 0th and minus 1, or you can say last column. In Python the minus indexes refer to the last indexes. So basically minus 1 will be the last element to the 1, or you can also write here n I plus 1. So then we will use similarly we will use for loop to like find the values. So in this is I minus 1 j minus 1, that is up one column up and one row up one column behind. So this is what that value, and this is one column one row up but the same column value. So we will add that, and we will append the row into triangle. Then we will have a triangle with these lists. So basically this result will be, this row will have these values, that is 1 and 1, so it will append it to triangle. Then row will have value as 1, 2 and 1. It will append that to the triangle and it will become a list of list. So let's run this code and see if it works. So yes, it got accepted. As you can see, Python is slower than C++, so actually this solution has taken more time than that. So now we will see the variation of this question. I think you have got this question. Now let's see the variation of it. So now you can see this particular row and column represent something. So actually Pascal triangle is a way to find NCR, value of NCR. So basically NCR is a combinations formula. You would have studied it in your +1 and +2 grades. So actually it is part of permutation and combinations chapter. So you can study that if you don't know, or I will show you just like what we can use the Pascal triangle for. So basically Pascal triangle's formula is NCR, that is equal to n factorial upon r factorial and n minus r factorial. So you can see the value of factorial, it is, and if factorial of 5, we can calculate it as 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Basically from the number till the 1 we will decrement number by 1 and we will keep it multiplying till we reach to 1. So that's how it is calculated. So now you can see if I given if interval will ask you to print a particular value of the cell, so he will give you the row and the column. So if you are given a row as 4 and like for this example row is given as 4 and column is given as 3. So you will have to print the value at particular cell. So you can just print that by using this formula NCR. So actually this value is given by NCR. So you can see 4 and C3. So basically our value will be -1, 4 -1 and 3 -1, because we are using 0th based indexing. So that's why we will use it will come here like this is our fourth column, actually fourth row, and this is our actually third column. So to find this, so now we will minus this, and now you can see I have expanded it using this formula, that is NCR's formula. So 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1. Then we will have in the denominator we will have n minus r, that will be 3 minus 2. So it will become 1, so it won't matter. So then we will expand 2, that is 2 into 1. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled and we will be left with 3. So this is how we can calculate a value for particular column. So this also you can see if we are given 5 and 2. So 5 and 2 will be 4C1. So 4C1 will be 10. So that's how it is getting calculated. So you can tell the interviewer if he asks you to print this pattern, or you can also use NCR to print this pattern, because it will take only a constant space, because you have to print only this element, and that's how it is calculated. And one more variation of question can be asked to you. Actually, he may ask you to print a particular row. He will only give you the row number and he will tell you to print only the row without printing this pattern. So for that you can observe one more pattern, that is if you know that this is NCR. Okay, so this will be NCR of 5C and 0, 5C1, 5C2, 5C3, 5C4. So you can see it is following a particular pattern. So for this is I have taken this example, that is we have to print the row 3. So for printing the row 3 we have to print these values. So this value will be calculated if let's see how they are calculated. So actually we will have to print at the values 3C0. As I told you, this particular cell represent NCR formula. So the value can be calculated as row is 3, and we have to print all the columns. So it will have columns as n+1. So you can see as 3C0 will be 1. You can expand that using this formula. You may be knowing that for sure. And for the next column you can see 3C1. So it will be 3 into 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1, that will be 3. So you can see value is 3. So this is how you can print the pattern, but it will take like for every cell you will have to run a for loop, or you will have to traverse O of n. So that will take a time. So to calculate this NCR formula, because it will be a lot more costlier operation. So you can observe one more pattern here. So I hope you understood this pattern, how we can print a particular row without printing all this pattern using the NCR formula. So that's how it is getting printed. So you can see for the particular just a second, I will write it out down. So if you are given 4C3, so you have to print that. I will just move this. You have to print 4C3. So you can just print it by using here at the below. You will have to expand for the 3 values, 3, 2, and 1. For the denominator you will have to expand till 1. Then you can, for the upper value, that is 4, you can expand it for the 3 items as the under. If you are expanding it for 3 items, that is 3, 2, 1, so you will have to expand or open the 4 till 3, that is 4 into 3 into 2. And you can see this using formula also, because of the n minus r, the value will be left with this only. So now you can see our calculation is getting a lot more easier without subtracting the 4 from 3 from 4 and all that multiplying. So if you have 3 here, so then you will have open the 4 till 3 values, that is 4 into 3 into 2. If you have 5 here and 2 here, then you will write 2. If you have I will write that also 5 and 2, then you will open it till 2 into 1. Then you will for the numerator you will have 5 into 4 only. So that's how it works. So now if you divide that 2 and 4, it will be 2. So 5 into 2 will be 10, and you can see at the 5th row and the second column it is 10. So you can see that how it works. And for the 4 also you can see it is getting calculated. So 4C3, actually 4C3 is 4 only. So you can see 3 and 2 are getting cancelled, and it is we are left with 4. So this is basically the pattern. So now for the 4C, if you have this value 4C, if you have this value for example 5C2, so it is 10. So calculating the another value, the after value, so you can do one thing, that is you can for this I, you can subtract it by 1, that is it will become 5 into 4 into 3. 4 minus 1 you are doing 4 minus 1, and for the denominator part you have 2 into 1. Then you will multiply the ith value, this 2 or 2 by 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, that is 3. So now you will get the value again, this value. You can see you are getting 10. So this is how you can optimize the solution, by calculating the value for this index and then multiplying the numerator by I minus 1 and dividing the numerator by I plus 1. So this is how you can calculate the next values of this particular row. So this is how this question goes, and I hope you understood the question well, and we solved also. I also showed you the code, so I will share this code in the description section. So do like this video and subscribe this channel, and do share this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you.